This session aims to provide an overview of the reading programme as outlined in North Lanarkshire's second level Active Literacy Pack. The purpose of this overview is to provide teachers with a deeper understanding of the processes involved in teaching reading in its widest sense. The main purpose of the reading programme is to produce readers who can effectively apply comprehension strategies to texts across all aspects of learning. Within Curriculum for Excellence, a text is described as the medium through which ideas, experiences, opinions and information can be communicated. Examples of text can be found in the Principles and Practice literacy papers. In planning for learning, it is important that pupils encounter a wide range of different texts in different media. As they progress with their learning, these texts will increase in complexity, length, structure, vocabulary, ideas and concepts. The 6 key comprehension strategies have been identified by the National Reading Panel and are key to the development of reading across all levels. It is recommended that the reading comprehension triangle is displayed, communicated and used effectively across the lower stages, and these can be found on pages 28 and 29 of the reading booklet. In terms of overview and organisation of the 4-day reading programme, it is assumed that there are no more than 3 reading ability groups in one class. It suggests that children with additional support needs are taught by the class teacher at least 3 days a week. The organisation of the 4-day reading programme may involve 2 groups in the class working on the same aspects of reading but using a different text linked to their ability. When a new strategy is being introduced, the purpose should be shared. The plan section of the text will be read by the teacher, concentrating and stopping and using think alouds to verbalise their thoughts. Research has shown that pupils who engage in prior knowledge learned more and retained more than those who did not. In the initial lesson, the teacher will share the purpose of the lesson. Using the newly introduced novel, the teacher will instigate a discussion about the title, illustration and typography on the front cover. Pupils should be encouraged to make predictions about possible content, acknowledge the author and any prior knowledge of text by this author. Pupils will record their prior knowledge in their daily writing jotter, taking about 5 to 10 minutes. The teacher will then feed back from the group and record the group part of Strategy 1 onto the toolkit, which can be found on page 159 of the reading booklet. The modelling block. During the modelling block, the teacher will model using think alouds, explaining why they have stopped and recording any understanding onto their toolkit. There should be teaching of reading 4 days a week with a focus on the 6 comprehension strategies. Metalinguistics. This section explores ideas, difficult words or phrases that can be found within the focused part of the text. A teacher will model how to understand and interpret these difficult phrases. As a last resort, a dictionary can be used to check the meaning. This process is modelled about 2 or 3 times within the identified piece of text by the teacher. At this time, the teacher will be monitoring discussions relating to which strategies are being used and why, as the pupils are replicating the teacher's modelling. Using the same extract as in Strategy 2, the teacher will remind the pupils of the purpose of using sensory images to record their mental pictures which are produced whilst reading. The teacher will reinforce that good readers visualise as they read and should stop and make a mental picture of what they are reading in order to understand what the writer is trying to communicate. The teacher will select a visualiser from the toolkit and explain why they have chosen that particular one. The teacher model reads the text, stopping at the important points, and demonstrates how they will record their mental images on their visualisers. The pupils have a discussion about the summary of the text, and then the teacher will direct them to a different section of the text, and, working with a partner, the pupils will repeat the above process. The teacher will then monitor discussions at this point. Feedback from each group will be given, identifying keywords which led to this mental picture. Inference. The teacher will have identified a piece of text with 4 or 5 good examples of inference. The strategy will be introduced and a section will be read, stopping along the way for the teacher to model the inference strategy. This will be repeated 2 or 3 times. The teacher will then identify another piece of text and the pupils will emulate this process. And again, at this point, the teacher will circulate, listening in, giving feedback and support. A list is drawn up recording all the different interpretations of the text. Before this section can occur, a sufficient number of chapters will have to have been read. The pupils will have had a minimum of 2 reads and high-quality think alouds will have been modelled, recorded and discussed. The teacher will highlight the identified chapters and model how to identify the main ideas, not the main events. Key questions which could be asked at this point are: what is the main idea or theme the author is trying to convey? Select words or phrases from the text which justify your judgments. Sum up in 1 phrase or sentence the most important aspect of this section. The teacher will repeat for other chapters until several main ideas have been identified. Main ideas can be grouped in relation to, for example, characters or plot. Paraphrasing. When modelling paraphrasing, the teacher will replace difficult words or phrases with vocabulary the pupils understand. The teacher will use clear, concise words to explain the inferential ideas and information. A summary should include reading and identifying the main ideas, recording and grouping them, formulating sentences and combining them into a paragraph using connections and reading the finalised summary whilst comparing it to the original text. Further information can be found on the Active Literacy section of GLOW. Exemplar lessons are also available on the Curriculum Support Team's blog.